Our challenge is to step change the value of NZMP ingredients. To fully understand how we can do this, we first need to look at the bigger picture, how NZMP ingredients sits within Fonterra, which sits within the complexity of the dairy industry. So let's start there. Dairy is a highly complex industry. It's one of the most volatile commodities in the world, on par with oil, iron ore and electricity, and well ahead of sugar and wheat. The complexity starts with milk's perishability. With its limited shelf life, milk needs to be converted into products and sold quickly. It's compounded because milk is one of the most sensitive commodities traded today. It's subject to fierce protection and tariffs in some countries and is a core part of food security in others. In the long term, global dairy demand is forecast to outstrip supply. Because of growing demand for Western food, better understanding of dairy's benefits, limits on arable land for expansion, and concern about the sustainability of dairy intensification. Think about Economics 101. Milk's supply and demand dynamics have a significant effect on pricing. As milk supply grows, the price decreases. This stimulates more demand, but it also suppresses supply. Conversely, when demand grows, the price increases. This suppresses demand, but it encourages more supply. This highly dynamic supply and demand variability results in extremely volatile commodity pricing, which has been amplified in the last decade by changes to the European quota system. Fonterra's unique business model adds another layer of complexity. Our cooperative structure means we have a commitment to our farmer shareholders to collect all of their milk, process it, and extract the maximum value from every drop. NZMP must flex according to supply, whether there is a little or a lot of milk. Our seasonal milk curve means there is a wide variation in supply. Farmers produce 3 million litres of milk per day in July, but that shoots up to 90 million litres in October. Fonterra exports around 95% of its supply, so we're heavily reliant on access to other markets to create value. But even that scale is only 2% of world production. That's how much dairy consumption there is in the world. There are two different ways Fonterra generates value for our shareholders: the farm gate milk price and share dividend. 10% comes from dividend. Fonterra adds value here by driving sales of consumer brands, food service products, value-added NZMP ingredients, and services such as extended trade terms. 90% of farmer revenue comes from the farm gate milk price, and it's the NZMP team who find the global demand to sell it. So how can NZMP do more to turn the wheel? We need to create more value and manage supply to unlock additional demand. The first step to create more value is to design compelling value-added offerings to sell to more customer segments. The more milk we can add value to, the less there is to sell as a commodity. And that means we get a double hit of value, once in value-added ingredients and again in helping to reduce exposure to commodity price volatility. But it's a dynamic world. There are other regions like Europe and the US who are competing for the same demand. And since our milk supply has been growing at 3% a year, we need to unlock additional demand to manage supply. NZMP is the key. It's the part of the business that finds demand to accommodate the fluctuations in supply. First, we can unlock new opportunities with existing customers. We manage customer relationships to grow share of wallet. We create new ingredient solutions, new uses for existing ingredients, and new purchasing and channel options. The second step is to unlock risk-adjusted demand. We can help here with working capital solutions for customers, credit risk mitigation solutions, and price risk management. Then the next step is to unlock market access, working with the New Zealand government to secure preferential market access through free trade agreements, removal of non-tariff trade barriers, and getting market access equivalent to competitors. The fourth and last step is creating opportunities for dairy versus non-dairy alternatives. We have a role to play with propositions such as affordable nutrition and alternatives to vegetable proteins and fats. It's the combination of all these elements that unlocks additional demand for dairy in the future. Bringing the context together, we face a challenge of two parts. Firstly, we operate in an extremely volatile trading environment with constant fluctuations in supply, demand and price. And secondly, this is influenced by Fonterra's unique cooperative business model. To address this strategic challenge, we need a hybrid approach. We're completely different to the majority of manufacturing businesses who can easily adjust their supply of products to suit customer demand. We have to operate a business model that does two things: drives value-added propositions for customers and generates additional demand that can handle the variations in our supply volumes. We're well placed to make it happen. Will you join us?